Hey there everybody, it's Jill Blanchett with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm back again with the Fun in the Sun Paper Pumpkin Kit. This is my fourth alternate for this kit. We got this for July and I'm going to show you what I came up with. I created this idea, opens in the center, and obviously it's a birthday card, and I was trying to use up some of the cards and another way to use up some of the cards from the kit, and I thought of this kind of could be sunrise, sunset, so I used my computer for the words from sunrise until sunset. It's your day, your way. And then over here the little crabs holding happy birthday. So that's what I created. Let's get cracking on that. We're going to start with a basic white layer or base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and fold it in half, burnish on our fold. All right, then we're going to cut our front flap, and we're going to cut it up to the score line at 1 7/8 inches. So we're going to cut it up to 4 1/4. So if you've got your trimmer, you can look at 4 1/4 on that for how far up you want to go. So we got 1 7/8 inches, and we're going to score up or cut up to the line, which is 4 1/4. Now we're going to glue these two pieces down eventually. I guess we can glue, I don't want to glue them down quite yet. So then we're going to use each card that was in the kit. All right, and we're going to cut just this piece off over here on each card. So let me get my trimmer out. We want to go top to bottom, so 4 1/4. Let me get my other trimmer. We're going to go top to bottom, so we want 4 1/4. And then we're going to have it, the cut was 1 7/8, so I'm going to try and also go 1 7/8 inches because we wanted to cover that whole space. And it's just a little tiny bit different than what they've pre-cut for you. So go ahead and cut all 3 of those across at the score line, and then 1 7/8 inches. All right, I've got my 3 pieces cut. This piece with like the nothing on it, just the clouds, we're just going to glue that on. So that's for our inside. Just going to glue it on just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in because it might be, if you want to get precise and try and cut exactly the width that you need, you know, you can. I'm just going to glue it in there and let it hang over these pieces. So now you can glue these pieces in place if you'd like. I'm going to make sure my folds are still good. I will glue them in place. Close that flap down. Now our 2 stationary sides are in place. We can go ahead and glue on the card piece that we cut. So I've got, this is my sunrise side. Glue that in place over here. And don't worry, we can trim, I got that on there crooked. We can trim top or bottom if there's overhang. When you look at it, if there's overhang like this here, it's got a little on the bottom, we'll trim that when we're all done. Or we could trim it right now because we see it and we don't want to forget. But you can trim all those pieces up. And then now here's our sunset piece, goes on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and glue it on. I can stamp on this. It's not a problem. Glue that on. Okay. Then I have Sailing Home. It's a retired stamp set, but I'm going to use the small sailboat from Sailing Home in Memento Black. Tuxedo black there. Oh, it's not big enough block. Where's my bigger one? And I want him to be out in the ocean, sailing away, enjoying his day. So then I brought in some Stampin' Blends, and I'm just going to color in the boat itself. I got pecan here. You might want something a little darker. Maybe not. You might find this is fine. So I'm just going to color that in. And then I've got some of the light Azure Afternoon that I'm going to go ahead and color in the sails. Like this. And then I have light blueberry bushel that I actually came back in with to try and darken that up without getting too crazy. But I kind of want to cover up, you know, the colors in the background so that they don't show so much. And the blueberry just kind of helped me do that. And then you can go back with like your dark azure and try and fill in some of those darker spots where you want the sail to kind of have a little more prominence. But then that colors up your boat a little bit, colors up, gives you a little bit of movement for the water. Then I've got my little crabby guy there and a piece of, I'll just use a piece of the back. What do I got over here? I'm going to use this dark blue piece I got from another card just over there. I'm going to stamp a happy birthday from the Pansy Patch set. And I'm going to do it in this Azure Afternoon. I got to pull it down here so I can see it. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that off. And it doesn't need to be all that big. because the little crab guy's going to hold on to it. So I'm going to try and cut it kind of close to the words, and I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom. No, I'm just going to leave it. I'll try and get too tiny, and then I'll take, okay. So now this guy can hold on to this. He's got a little slice in his claws. And he can hold our happy birthday sign. And I'm going to pop him up on there. If I can find my dimensionals, I'm covering up too much space over here. And I'm going to put the dimensional on his claw and on the blue paper so that it helps ground the two together. I don't know where my big ones went. I'm peeling all these little ones off. But that's all right. I'm just going to put that one more. And we want to keep him on this left panel. And then over on the right side, I brought over 2 shells and a starfish. So we're going to pop that up. If I can pick it up. So I got the starfish we'll put down here in the bottom. And then we got the 2 shells. I'm just going to do it again. I did 1 flat. And then I popped up the other one. Yeah, I got the wrong side going on. And then we'll just put him down there, kind of crossing, or not, it's touched. We'll just put it like that. Now we got our outside done for there, and for the center here, I gotta, again, fix my folds, just to make sure that they're lining up. Well, let me do the inside while I got the... So on this panel, I made It's Your Day, Your Way, and I just, again, mounted it on a leftover piece from one of the cards. I wanted a pale piece that was going to blend in. And then I did that in the yellow ink on my, like I said, on my printer. You can use Word, I use Google Docs. And I'll stick that up in there. That leaves a little bit of space down here if you want to write, you know, your name and all that jazz. And then this front panel, it was just left over from the envelope. I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. You could also use pieces of the cards if you wanted to put more in there. There's this light. This one's a little darker, you know, and if you haven't, this one I bent up to show my mom how they folded up this month. But you could cut that to fit in there if you wanted, and not, if you didn't get your score lines all folded, they're not going to be as noticeable. Like this one, if you just cut that and put that in there, it wouldn't be as noticeable. So you got a variety of things you could do. You could fill it all with sand. I just used the bits that I had left from the envelopes that I was cutting with. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And when I cut for that last card, I was telling you, I made sure I left enough space on to have this piece here. That's why my last card 3 had the flap fold in it. All right. However, I also have this piece to put on from sunrise until sunset for my words. And I did not have enough envelope flap left. And I was not about to waste another envelope just for the flap. So let me glue this on. Just for this little tiny piece I wanted down here at the bottom. So I was going to see what I could glean off of. Like I can put some more sand down there, which I think I'll do. What do we got on the other two? So I'm going to just cut this off here. And I just want to give it a little bit of a look. So what did I tell you? That was 1 3/4 on that one. So let's go 1 3/4. And I want to, just going to put the sand down here. And I think I'm going to cut along this white line. Like this. We're winging this together, guys. We're in full on, what are we going to do here mode. So I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to put this sand on here. I'm going to match it up with this one next door and see how goofy it looks because it's not the same at the bottom. But I think it's going to be all right. Or should I just go low? I think I'm going to go low. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom with it. Bottom of the card, and so that at least matches up at the bottom. There we go. Trim that little piece off. And there we go. And so I probably don't want to peel this off, but if I could peel it off. Oh, look at there. It hasn't stuck yet. I would move it down a little bit more to kind of fill in that area. More centered, I guess I could say in there. More centered on this piece. Little goober remover takes that right off. And there we have our final card. So from sunrise until sunset, it's your day, your way. Happy birthday. And so there you go, everybody. Hope you enjoyed my projects for this month, and I'll be back again next month. Take care.